I'm Dr. Judith Beck, President of the Beck Institute for Cognitive Behavior Therapy. Beck Institute is a nonprofit organization, and our mission is to improve lives worldwide through excellence and innovation in cognitive behavior therapy and recovery-oriented cognitive therapy. Thank you for joining us to celebrate the first ever Aaron T. Beck Day. We started this global celebration to honor my father, Dr. Aaron T. Beck, who passed away last year at the age of 100. Over the span of his 70-year career, his work improved the lives of so many people around the world, individuals living with mental health conditions, medical problems, and quality of life issues. His legacy lives on in the spirit of this Global Day of Action. We've heard from so many people around the world, people who have pledged to do one thing to improve mental health in their communities. I know my father would have loved to be honored in this way. Now I'd like you to hear from three of my fathers and my colleagues who will talk about what his mentorship meant to them and how his work continues to influence them to this day. Thank you to Dr. Yutaka Ono, Dr. Melanie Pereira, and Dr. Sunil Bar for recording such lovely tributes. And thank you to everyone joining us today. Because of the work that you're doing, my father's legacy will continue to live on. I'm so glad we're working together to improve the lives of so many individuals and their families.
I first met Dr. Beck about 35 years ago. I noticed he is a very warm and humane person. I believe that CBT is the approach which combines the humanistic warmth and scientific attitude of Dr. Beck.
One thing that always impressed me was that no matter who the person was, he was always ready to listen. He was always ready to share things. He was always ready to learn from somebody or something that was new and not in his life yet.
It was this curiosity that he brought to his work that I think has lived on and that has impacted all of us so profoundly.
He never had enough. His interest about the human being and science was never fulfilled during his whole life.
Dr. Aaron Beck had a major impact on psychiatry in Japan, which had mainly focused on pharmacotherapy previously. By making people aware of the importance of evidence-based psychological approaches.
In Australia, CBT is endorsed by our public mental health system as the approach to use in psychotherapy.
Cognitive behavior therapy is becoming a reference all over the world as well, in Brazil, for the treatment of mental illness.
As we go forward, we can already tell that CBT is being extended in ways that perhaps weren't envisioned at the very start.
What I see for the future of mental health in Japan is that by utilizing CBT, all people, regardless of whether they have mental health problems or not, and regardless of their age, will be able to improve their mental well-being and live their lives in their own way.
In my opinion, the treatment of mental illness is going to improve a lot if we have more cognitive behavior therapy in the public service as a whole.
We also know that with the advent of the digital age, CBT is now being offered in ways that are varied and ways that are exciting.
Maybe you can create for the public in general a channel, multicultural and from different nationalities, to spread the treatment of mental illness through cognitive behavior therapy and to make people more aware of what is cognitive behavior therapy and what is mental illness as a whole all over the world.
I pledged to improve mental health in a community through training for medical professionals, which we have been continuing with government funding for more than 10 years ago, and also to share the concept of CBT with as many people as possible, including non-professionals, to enhance the well-being of the Japanese people in society.
So to Dr. Beck, your legacy lives on in Australia. And at the end of the day, there are millions of lives that are better because of your work and because of the curiosity that you brought to the world of psychotherapy.
Maybe this is some way that we can honor Dr. Beck and continue his work here and forever in cognitive behavior therapy and in the treatment of mental illness and spreading his knowledge and his legacy.
I propose that we should share the concept of CBT to the wider community so we can all live happily together, regardless of whether an individual has mental health problems or not.